Hey, good morning. It's, what did he just say? It was 5:30 or so, 5:37. I'm up making breakfast. And we got a little bit of fog out, but it's, so it's wet, but it's not real low. And there's no mention of concern about the fog. I think it will lift. You could see, I mean, at least a good half mile or so. So it'll take some vigilance out there, but I suspect that today's going to be a 12-14 hour day. Probably should have been on the way already, but I'm going to get some breakfast and then I'm going to prepare to shove off here. That's where I had dinner last night, and it is an old Coast Guard station. They would haul the boats up on that on that pad and drive them, put them right into the house. 3 garages there. Anyways, it's a beautiful place. As I said, I'd like to stay for another day or so, but I gotta keep moving on here. Well, more motoring for me today. It looks like there's virtually, I mean, I don't think there's a lick of wind. But here's what we're looking at. I'm mainly hand steering now because this Raymarine ST2000 Plus tiller pilot, in even this gentle swell that we're getting, just wants to overcorrect, and I think it's beating itself up. I think it's beating itself to death. It corrects one way and it overcorrects the other way, and I think it's kind of basically tear itself apart. So I'm reserving it to much calmer, I mean, not that these are hectic conditions, but much calmer conditions for the tiller pilot. It's a much smoother ride if I just keep my hand on the tiller and do the steering myself. I think it's just too sensitive. I'm pretty sure there's a way to tune that down, and I'll look at that, but as is, I just did that. I just set it up right now for a demonstration. And it's nice when I need a few minutes to go forward or something like that. At least I'm not going to go skewing off toward rocks or, you know, way off course. But I don't want to let that sit and go for hours at a time anymore like I was hoping I could do. Coming up on Destruction Island, and I've decided to go around it to the outside and not on the inside. We're about 3 nautical miles from shore. You can't really tell. Making some good time, but still no wind, so on we motor. About 3 miles north of Sea Lion Rock, and we're getting some glimpse of the shoreline now through the clouds and fog, which is kind of nice. Sea Lion Rock is up ahead that way. And Sea Lion Rock is just about halfway for the day. There is Sea Lion Rock right there. It's funny, I got the whole place to myself and I can't get away from the buoys I think they're crab buoys. Just been following them and weaving in and out of them. I don't want to get closer to the shore just yet, and I don't want to go farther away, and so I just keep on finding myself amongst those. Keep finding myself amongst those buoys. There's the entrance or the approach to Grays Harbor. This is the North Jetty over here. Grays Harbor Marina, or actually the Westport Marina. Welcoming committee. Looks like they're making themselves well at home. Well, it was a long day. But I'm tied up. Westport, where I am, this marina is mainly a fishing. It's a working marina, which is fine, but I got skewed, and I thought someone had taken the slip they assigned me, and it was a bit frustrating, obviously, after a long day. But then I looked around a little bit and found out that it was actually my problem, not theirs. I went the wrong direction. Anyways, I'm in safe, I'm tied up. I was gonna run out, actually did run out, because I thought that maybe I'd get some food out before they closed. It was about 7:30 as I left the boat to go have a look around real quick, but everything was closing. It was hundreds of yards away, which is not very far, but when it's closing, I don't want to walk all the way and find out that it's already closed or they're not serving anymore. So I'm back in the boat. I'm making a burger. I've got a beer. Thank goodness I have. This is a Pelican Brewing Beak Breaker, which is nice IPA, and yeah. So I'm just gonna have a burger, a beer, probably throw some carrots on the side or something to that effect, and then maybe I'll go ahead and splurge and watch a movie. Although probably I'll just go to sleep. One more leg. And from here, I think it's about 30, maybe 33 miles from here to the Astoria Marina. So, closer to a 6-7 hour day, not a 13-hour day, which is what this turned out to be. So. Good morning. This is my back door here. This is what things look like out here. You got U.S. Coast Guard station right there, or at least their launch. I'm at the far south end of the marina. And I'm going to see if they've got showers here. I'm going to see if they're any good. Get myself washed up, and the idea right now is that I'll leave in a few hours and head over down to the Columbia. The bar's open, the conditions are really mild right now, so or today, but let's go ahead and have a look around here a little bit. Access cards required. Well, an update. I haven't left today. I'm still in the marina in Westport, in Grays Harbor, and the reason being that I was thinking it was going to be 35 miles to Astoria from here, and it's closer to 55 miles. And by the time I figured that out, I had missed the tide window down there at the Columbia Bar. So I didn't leave. I'm spending the day here. I just did a lot more research regarding the weather, regarding the tides, regarding the timing, the distance, all the rest of it. And so I'm going to leave here maybe just before 8 a.m. or so. I'm refueled. I've got oil topped off in the engine. I'm ready to go, more or less. But I couldn't leave today, and I don't want to try to arrive there in the middle of the night. So, but that's what's going on. I just had some lunch. It's a little in the afternoon now. I'm going to read and relax and get some good sleep, because tomorrow, unfortunately, is going to be another probably 10 or 11 hour day. Probably. So another long day, but that will get me there, and I feel good. The weather's looking really good for tomorrow. A lot calmer than it has been in a lot of places. So, well, I still haven't been able to get my shower in, but at least it's sunny out. That's nice. Good morning. It's Friday, July 16th, I think is what it is. And it's just after 6 a.m. I'm going to get up, get some breakfast, move some things around, and get on the way. I was going to try to find a place to dump the head to a pump out station, but it doesn't look like they have one here. I'm gonna look at that a little bit more. Okay, it's now about 7:18 a.m. and I'm on the way out of the marina, and this is the day we've got. Well, it was a little hectic going across the Grays Harbor Bar. Nothing too bad, but I was definitely concerned that I was going to be dealing with that all day. But it really was just localized out the end of the South Jetty there, maybe for a quarter mile or so. Now things are pretty good. It's wet out and it's gray, but the seas are calm as they were predicted to be. Other than being overcast and wet, it's kind of pleasant out. That right there behind me is shore, about 2 and 3/4 miles away. Visibility is probably close to a mile or so, I'm guessing. Maybe a little less right at the moment. But I've got the tiller pilot working. And in these calmer conditions, it's not doing too bad. I'm kind of glad about it. I hope that a little bit of dampness doesn't hurt this thing. We're just moving past now Cape Shoalwater, off of the Willapa Harbor, and the seas have gotten a little bit more confused. They're not bad, but it's definitely a little more confused and rough than it was just even half an hour ago or so. So I'm hand steering again, and hopefully when we get past this in another hour or so, maybe it'll calm down again. Don't get the GoPro wet. Moron. So I was a little perplexed this morning when I left the marina. So I've got my dinghy bag here, and I got tied down sort of on the deck. Well, I did this before I entered into the Pacific, and I tied a bowline over here around the stanchion. And when I was leaving the marina this morning, I found that this bowline, while still tied, was no longer around this stanchion. It was just sitting on top of the bag. And I have absolutely no recollection of untying it and leaving it there. That's not something I would do. So I can't for the life of me understand how it got from like this to just sitting here. And again, the bowline was still there. The loop was still in the line. It just was not attached to the stanchion. Okay, going along, slowed down quite a bit. But we got some sun at least, or a bright day. It's pretty bright out. See up ahead here. I'm gonna make my turn up the river at buoy number 7. I called the Coast Guard yesterday and they said that was probably a good place to do it. See, we're not making great speed right now. I gotta think it's because we got a local counter current or something. You may not be able to see it, but at the edge of that land area, that landmass there, is the Cape Disappointment light. And so I just got around that. And then right now I'm about 6 nautical miles away from buoy 7 or so. So still a little bit more than an hour. There's the Cape Disappointment light. I'm over Peacock Spit right now. I was gonna give it a wider berth, but it doesn't seem like it's necessary. I'm actually giving it more than probably I need to. Actually, I'm going right through it, but I'm giving that jetty a wider berth than I probably need to. But you can see maybe in the background, in the distance, the mountains of Oregon. So I'm finally almost to a different state. Right out directly in the view of the camera there is buoy 9. And we're gonna make our way toward that here. We're just gonna give the end of this jetty over here just a little bit more room, and then we'll head over that way and then on up the river. Well, the water is behaving awfully strange in here. There's no doubt about that. I am making, well, right about 7 knots. So this incoming tide, I think, is really treating me nicely. But I am hand steering also because it's, yeah, this water is just doesn't know what it wants to do, or doesn't look like it knows what it wants to do. Well, it's about 20 after 4 in the afternoon, and today the high tide crests just before 7 p.m. So I got plenty of time. I'm about, well, I calculated I'm about 2 hours away from Astoria proper. But if I'm doing right now 7.5 knots, it's gonna be a lot sooner than that. That there's buoy 10 crossing over across crossing the channel. Actually, you can see ahead there is there's a line here coming up, and I suspect you can see it actually come all the way over this way right here. That may be where the ocean and the river actually kind of come together. I think this is right. I think I see 2 different colors of blue right here. We're doing 8.4 knots right now. I wonder if we slow down. Now the boat is getting boat's getting pushed all over. And we're down about 6 knots. Right over there we got a couple of dolphins. It's the first I've seen the whole trip. I assume dolphins, I think their dorsal fin had a curve to it, which I think is a big identifying factor between dolphins and porpoises. I'll have to verify that. There's strange rippling on the water. I'm making 7 knots. All right, 31. There it is. Well, I made it. All tied up here in Astoria. Lots of calling seagulls and smell of fish, or sea at least. These are my new surroundings. Just by the what is that? The 101 bridge, I believe. And here's the new home.